First, let's talk about exhibitions. They are usually expensive, but give a company a good exposure. And when we say good exposure, it's because a well-organized exhibition would give a lot of actually visitors to it. If you want to participate in exhibitions, make sure you choose the right ones for your business and target audience, and of course also for your budget. Okay. Make sure you stand out in creativity. So make sure that you are, whenever you are building a stand for an exhibition, okay, make sure that it is creative enough, or else you will just be another stand. Always keep in mind that you are competing to attract that visitor to your stand with about 500 or 1,000 companies that are in that exhibition like you. Okay, so if you do not stand out in creativity, then the visitor who is walking by sees no reason for him to stop at your stand. Organize competitions, draws, and animations that attract customers to your stand. Now, this is important because some animation would actually make the visitor stop at your booth, and at least that would give you time to talk to them and explain why you are there. Okay? But most importantly, whenever you want to go for an exhibition, make sure that you have a professional team on board. It is crucial. So just imagine that you have done all of the above. You have a very creative stand, you are organizing competitions, you are making people win, etc. But if a visitor stops by and asks a question, no one is able to answer him. So this is the worst actually that could happen, which is why always make sure you have a professional team on board, because they are your voice to whatever it is that you are exhibiting. Seminars and conferences, they are usually done by the company, so by yourself, for your customers, okay? They will help you to launch new products. So for instance, you invite, let's say, your top customers and you introduce a new product to them. They are also done to reward customer loyalty or to announce major news. Now, something that is very important about seminars and conferences, and because there is an important face-to-face factor in them, make sure that you show generosity and you show hospitality. This is very important. This will leave a good impression in people's minds. Okay. Obviously, when we say that, also the content itself of the conference has to be attractive and compelling enough. But in addition to that, make sure that anything that relates to food and beverage, thank you gifts, photos, etc., is generous enough so that people have a good impression and a good reason to attend more seminars and conferences whenever you organize them again. Sponsorships. So some of the channels that we are discussing are actually directly linked to the customer. Some of them are indirectly linked, but they give your branding a good exposure. Sponsorship could be one of them. So they are usually done to give brand exposure and visibility. They're a great way to associate with events and activities that mean to you and your business. So for instance, you could sponsor a school, a concert, an exhibition, a sports team, or even any type of event, okay, where you would give your brand visibility, and this event would communicate your brand on your behalf. So for instance, let's say here in Lebanon, in November, we had the Beirut Marathon, which is the most important sports event that is organized in Beirut on a yearly basis. And we have sponsors there. So we have the Banque du Liban, which is the central bank of Lebanon, that was actually sponsoring that event because it's a national one. So there you can see, for instance, for every communication that was done around that specific event, the logo of the central bank was always there. The representatives of the central bank were always there in press releases, etc. So this is what sponsors is. Sponsorship fees can vary from one event to another. Obviously, the bigger the reach, the bigger the amount is going to be. But the most important is make sure you sponsor something that has a logical budget for you and that speaks to your target audience.